Good evening. I'm Gene Ravizza. I work at Cupertino Electric like everybody else here, but I've served as chairman of the board and president. And tonight I want to talk to you just a little bit about what I think makes businesses successful.
I'm Gene Ravizza. I retired by force, but not by choice, because I loved what I did, and I still miss it. And I'm always involved in. I get involved in things just because I miss being a part of the action.
At this time, I'd also like to thank Gene Ravizza for the opportunity, the confidence, and the support he has given me throughout the years. Thank you, Gene.
I am now on the board of directors at Cupertino Electric. I started as an apprentice in 1956-57.
One of my key foremen said, you know, we've got an apprentice that's really, we better do something about him. And he tells me, he says, take a look at Jim Ryley. And so Jim was moved, I think, immediately to being the foreman on that girls' school, wasn't it?
Sisters Presentation High School.
The Sisters in Presentation High School.
Yeah. And long time ago, Gene. Long time ago.
And Jim was the foreman on that. I don't know, how did you get along with that? Nothing.
Oh, wonderfully.
Yeah. See, it was the right choice. Well, going way back, I was going to Santa Clara, and two of my buddies from high school were also going. We graduated from college, and I was unemployed and got a job in Africa, in Morocco, building an air base. And I was hired because I was a double E, so I went. And I made money and put some of it away, and came back. My buddy Anton Gillesco had left the job before I had, and he came, and he was here, and when I came back, I contacted him, and he said, you know what? He says, Mel Kucher's going broke, and he's looking for somebody to buy the company. And he said, I know you had talked about it when we were in college. He says, why don't you talk to him? Because now I had money, real cash. And he needed money badly, and he wanted to sell, so I bought him $12,500. Now I'm a businessman, and now I had never worked for a contractor before, and I had never worked as an electrician. But I did have a lot of confidence that I gained working overseas. So now I bought this little business, and now I'm in business, and I think I can do anything. You know, I don't know that I didn't know anything about the business, but I did know that I had a lot of confidence. Started out by wiring a few houses that we could get people to give us, and now I have to tell you, I was in the right place at the right time. And it wasn't because I was such a wonderful electrician or electrical engineer or anything else. I just happened to be there when the chip business was starting. And
Siliconics was the first one.
Yeah, Siliconics. Yeah. And then they were trying to make chips, you know, and they put them in little 1 1/4 inch tubes, and the tubes would have to be cooked at a certain temperature for a certain period of time. It was very, everybody was learning what they had to do, including us. Now, the first building that National did, I remember I actually did the design of the building.
We were very, very careful about the design. We did good work, and we understood what it took to make a chip. And we could go and sit down with the folks at National, Siliconics, Fairchild. We did a lot of work for Fairchild, Hewlett-Packard, and talk to the fab managers, and we could speak their language, and that helped them communicate with us what they needed.
Yeah, I think we kind of started the design construction business, and
that was very early on, Gene.
Yeah,
really very early on. And in the chip business, they look at a a link. They have to have their product online in a year or so, and they'd want to build a new fab. And if you design it, put it out to bid, and go through that whole process, you're into about a year to be there. So we could go in and talk to customers and say, or potential customers, and say, we have the ability to start design, and within a few weeks, we have people in the field, and we could probably save you a year's time.
Hi, I'm Tom Schott, the President and CEO of Cupertino Electric. So Gene and Jim just so genuinely and naturally taught me about how to be a great leader, and really what it comes down to is you attract and retain great people and you take care of them. You treat them the right way, you operate with integrity. It's really a pretty simple set of ingredients, and yet it's so powerful.
It's built around the we part. You know, it's not, you can only do so much by yourself, and so you have to have it. If you're going to accomplish anything, you have to have a team to work with you. And if you're all going in the same direction and you have the same hopes, and we felt we didn't have to cheat anybody, we didn't, you know, and I think people, I remember I used to say, you ought to be proud when you walk down the street to be able to say, I work for Cupertino Electric, because we never screwed anybody, in plain English. That's, you know, and so I think the employees like that. Employees like to do what's right. Yeah, we were in the people business.
I can remember going with Gene to different meetings or a conference of some sort, and somebody would say, so what business are you in? And Gene, before I could say anything, Gene would say, the people business. They'd kind of look back and say, people, okay.
See VP? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll wait till he's done. You know what?
What's different? Yeah, that smell. So the culture we're trying to create is where every employee feels valued and is engaged. I want for everyone to want to come to work, to have an environment where people are excited to come to work and be part of something great.
We always were worried about our reputation. You know, we wanted to be known as being honest and fair and just, and it was fair, just, and equitable.
I don't think I know the success of the company from 1954 to 2019, and certainly well beyond, is the culture. And there's absolutely no question in my mind that that's what has brought the company. Some phenomenal people, but those people have all carried the culture. And that culture was to treat people the way, both your vendors, your employees, and your clients, customers, the way you expect to be treated. And that's, as Gene said, fair, just, and equitable. We were very, very cautious about risks. My theory or philosophy always used to be we're not going to risk the mothership, so to speak, on any project. And we looked at all projects that we were taking on that way. The biggest risk was we were doing a lot of work for Hewlett-Packard, and we were very close to HP, and I had a call from a fellow that was the head of all facilities for around the world for Hewlett-Packard. And he said, "Jim, I'd like to have lunch with you tomorrow." And I went up to HP and had lunch with him, and he said, "We have thrown a contractor off a project in Colorado, and we would like you to fly back there tomorrow and take it over." We took it over, realizing that if we failed, we would probably not do too much, if any, work for Hewlett-Packard. The reputation would be that Cupertino Electric took on a project in Colorado for Hewlett-Packard and failed. The general was an international general, a very, very large general. And the first day that I stepped on the job site, he said, "By the way, Jim, I want to tell you that if you fail, it's not only going to hurt you, but it's going to hurt our reputation too." So we took on the project, we successfully finished the project, and continued doing work for Hewlett-Packard.
We were building teams, and it's no different today. The people that can build teams end up in conference champions.
And you're right, yes, yes.
We worked hard together, and you learn to respect each other's, and you get to know each other's feelings, you know.
We spent more time working together than we did with our families. I remember when I first started estimating, it was automatic Saturday. We worked 5 days a week and many, many hours during the day, and also Saturday, and sometimes Sunday if we had a bid that went out early in the week and we needed to finish. So we put a lot of hours in, so thus work together. You get to know somebody really well.
We would take jobs that would not make a profit or break even. Sometimes we'd take them to be sure we had work for our key people.
I went to a couple of retirement things here with electricians, 35 years, 40 years at the same company. And you know they didn't have work every day, but they stayed. So does that say something for the company? I think it does. You swell with pride to know that you're part of that.
Yes, we were in the right place at the right time, but we still had to work at it. So you want to make money, work.